Hello, I'm Lorraine from Wandsworth Autism Advisory Service. A timer is a great visual means for your child to begin to understand and see the passing of time. The concept of time is really difficult for any child to understand. When we say, "I'll be with you in a minute," or 5 more minutes, for a child, they have no way of really knowing what that means. This is just a simple egg timer, and then you can go to a timer like this. A lot of schools and settings that use these now for turn taking with using the computers or other toys, or to let a child know that they're going to transition from one activity to another. This is 3 minutes. You can also get 5 minutes. They start at 1 minute, and I think they go to about 30 minutes. The other thing that you can use is something like this. This is a lovely little fire engine, which is a stop clock, and it counts down how much time a child has left so they can see it. But at the end, not only do they get the visual that something's finished, they also get an auditory. And you need to select one that best suits your child and their ability. You can go from things like egg timers to large sound timers to stop clocks, or you can even use your mobile device, which is really handy for when you're not at home. So rather than having to carry a big timer with you, you can use a stop clock on your phone to prepare your child for something finishing. Start gradually. If you're going to use it for teaching your child that something is going to come to an end, particularly if it's a favourite activity, you need to give them plenty of warning. So what you might do is use something like a 5-minute timer. So you would go up to them, show them the timer, and explain in very simple words that, to turn it over, that when the sound has gone down, that the TV is finished. If you were going to use timers for something like turn taking, something that they hadn't practiced before or they found really challenging, you might only use a 1-minute sound timer. But what you'd do, you'd start by giving your child a turn of the toy and give them a longer than a minute of playing with the toy. But when you wanted to take a turn with them to practice turn taking, and it's always best to practice first with an adult, is that you would set a 1-minute timer so that when it was your turn, you would only have the toy for 1 minute, and then you would return it to them so that they get that idea that they're always going to get it back, so it is less challenging for them. And you can gradually build up to the longer timers. The benefits of using timers are that it starts to teach the children the concept of time. They can clearly see the start and finish of activities, know how long that they have left at something they like doing or even don't like doing, so they can see that something's going to come to an end. It can help with sharing, turn taking, following an adult's agenda. So you could set a timer to let them know how long they have to do something that you want them to do. Also to encourage desired behaviours. So you could set a timer at tidy up time and say that, let's see how many toys we can get in the box before the timer's finished. It can support with transitions, so they clearly know when they're going to transition from one thing to another. It can also help with promoting positive routines and also supporting your child to begin to self-regulate. So if something doesn't suddenly end, they're less likely to get upset because they've had a warning. They can also be used outside the home. As I said previously, you could use a stop clock when you're out to warn them that something's going to come to an end. The one thing to remember about when using timers is they're not toys, and your child shouldn't have control of them. I've seen many children try to turn the timer back over to suit their own needs, so to get the toy quicker. So it's really important that they can see where the timer is, but they aren't able to play with it as a toy. As they become familiar with timers, they can become independent in using them. So if you said to them they could get the timer and turn it over, that's fine, but as long as they're not left to play with it.